Sharma had just turned 18. He lived in a small, bustling town in Uttar Pradesh, where life was loud, colorful, and always on the move. His father ran a tiny kirana shop nestled between a mechanic's garage and a pawn stall. Every morning, the smell of spices and petrol filled the air, and the street echoed with the calls of vendors, horns of scooters, and the occasional quarrel over change. Fawad, however, didn't care much for the world outside his room. He had finished high school with average marks, and his father often reminded him, "Beta, life doesn't wait. Either you chase your dreams, or you end up helping me sell soap and chips forever." But Fawad felt paralyzed, not by inability, but by a strange heaviness that clung to his bones. Laziness. He knew it. Everyone around him knew it. Each day began with hope. Today, I'll start studying for that entrance exam. Each day ended in guilt. Tomorrow for sure. Weeks passed. Then months. One afternoon, while his father was restocking packets of Maggi on the shelves, he looked at Fawad and said, "You know, son, I wasn't always hardworking either. I had to fight for it." Fawad laughed. "You? Lazy?" His father nodded. "Worse than you. But someone helped me break it. You want to know the secret?" Fawad shrugged. "Sure." His father pointed toward an old man sweeping the pavement across the road. "Go ask him what he does every morning. Do it tomorrow. 5 a.m. Fawad rolled his eyes but agreed, half out of curiosity, half to make the conversation stop. The next morning, the street was quiet. The sun hadn't risen yet. Fawad dragged himself out of bed, slipped on his slippers, and walked out with sleep in his eyes. The old man was already sweeping. His name was Raghu Kaka, and he greeted Fawad with a toothless grin. "You came. Good," he said. "Your father said you'd ask me why I work this early." Fawad nodded, shivering slightly in the morning breeze. "Because," Raghu Kaka said, leaning on his broom, "I used to be like you." Fawad frowned. "Another one?" "I was always tired," Raghu Kaka continued. "Not because my body was weak, but because my mind was full of excuses. It's too hot. I'll do it tomorrow. What difference will it make anyway? But then, someone told me something that changed my life." Fawad looked up. "They said, you're not lazy. You're undisciplined. There's a difference." That line stuck with Fawad all day. He wasn't lazy. He was undisciplined. That evening, he sat in his room, thinking. His phone buzzed. His friends were hanging out again, playing PUBG and wasting hours. He picked it up. Then he put it down. He pulled out a notebook and wrote in bold letters, "I will build a routine, not wait for motivation." The next day, he woke up at 6 a.m. instead of 10. It was hard. His eyes burned. His bed called him back. But he fought it. He washed his face, went to the roof, and just walked. No scrolling, no distractions. Just movement. Day 1. On day 3, he added 10 minutes of reading to his morning. On day 5, he set a timer and studied for 25 minutes without stopping. Then a 5-minute break. He discovered the Pomodoro technique. It felt like a game. He wasn't perfect. He slipped. Some days he woke up late. Some days he barely studied. But every time he failed, he didn't say, "I'm useless." He said, "Back to the plan." His father watched silently as his once lazy son transformed. The eyes that once looked dull now had fire in them. One night, Fawad asked his father, "Why did you send me to Raghu Kaka?" His father smiled. "Because laziness isn't about sleep. It's about fear. Raghu Kaka taught me that. And I hoped he'd teach you too." "Fear of what?" Fawad asked. "Fear of trying and failing. So we pretend we're just tired or distracted. But really, we're afraid to find out we're not good enough." Fawad understood now. He had spent months hiding behind laziness because he feared he wasn't smart enough, fast enough, or strong enough. But discipline didn't care about any of that. It just asked one thing: show up. 6 months later, Fawad sat in an exam hall, pencil in hand, heart steady. Not because he was sure of success, but because he had already won the bigger battle. He had won against himself. He didn't top the country. He didn't need to. He cleared the entrance exam with good marks and got into a decent college in the nearby city. His father hugged him like he'd conquered the world. Before leaving for college, Fawad went to see Raghu Kaka one last time. "Thank you," he said. Raghu Kaka laughed. "I did nothing, beta. I just gave you a broom. You cleaned up your mind yourself." Moral: laziness isn't your enemy, it's your signal. It tells you something's wrong, not with your ability, but with your system. You don't need more motivation. You need a plan, a rhythm, a reason to show up. Discipline doesn't start with strength, it starts with one small promise kept to yourself. That's the secret to win.